Hi folks, welcome to another Wednesday Wisdom. I'm Anna Hendricks, and thank you so much for being here. I always appreciate your time and your encouragement. I'm doing things a little bit different this week. Not really sure how it's going to go. I kind of move around a lot when I talk, but maybe that'll be okay. So this week I just want to talk again about leadership. Last week we talked about how we're all leaders, and we're all leaders because we're all affecting our own little pieces of the world. You know, whether our friends are looking up to us, our siblings, our family, our coworkers, there is someone who's definitely looking up to you, definitely someone who's listening to the words you say, who's repeating the things that you do. We're all impacting this world. So I think it's really important that when we consider something like leadership, we don't necessarily attach it to a position, that we really understand that we are all leaders, and that carries a pretty big responsibility. So this week, I wanted to kind of focus in on some of the traits that I think make an incredible leader. Now, after this video, I would love for you to leave comments about what I leave out or what you think makes a good leader if I don't talk about it. Or if I do, feel free to comment. So let's jump in. First thing, I think that a true leader serves. Now, serving is not, running out in front of the pack. It's not being at the top rung. It's not necessarily the face you see all the time. It's the person that gets down and dirty with everybody else. It's the president who's at the sales level. It's the CEO who understands what all of the retail folks in his stores are doing. The person who is actually serving their community. And this could be like a family member, who's going around, who people look up to, but they're taking their time to help and be of service to the people that are in their life. So what is service about? It's a lot about being humble, right? And humbleness is is a true character trait of a leader. True leaders understand that they can only be leaders by being humble. Second thing, treats people equally. I don't care where you live. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you drive. I don't care what you listen to. Well, I hope you listen to good music. We're all created equal, everybody. And a true leader treats everybody equally. That doesn't mean that you don't adapt to your situations, but that means that you are equally respectful and kind to your co-founder, your employee, the person who mows your lawn, the person who fixes your car, the person who brings your food, that you actually understand that we are all human beings, that we all have feelings, that we're all, might be in a hard place sometimes, but you're treating people equally. I think that's so important. 3, takes responsibility for mistakes. I think this is huge. I love it when, I remember when I would totally screw up as a kid, and my father would always be the first one to kind of step forward and be like, maybe this is my fault. I should have told her about this or whatever. I know that in companies I've worked for, that the bosses that I've had who stepped forward first whenever there was an issue and took responsibility always had my respect. And I think that a true leader is not afraid to say, hey, I messed up, and take responsibility and go forward. In addition, I think that a true leader gives respect where it's deserved and doesn't have a problem, saying, this person actually did this or this person did this. They're not taking the credit for something that they didn't do. Next, I think that a true leader speaks life into your life. Now, what I mean by this is a true leader is someone who actually, encourages you, who is, helping you ask the questions that you need to ask, is giving you, the motivation that you need. A leader is someone that you look up to, and simply by being themselves, you want to be better. Maybe it's that person that I have so many girlfriends that are just incredible athletes, and I love being around them because, just simply by being around them, I want to be an incredible athlete too. And they're leaders, right? They're affecting me. So they are speaking life into my life simply by being who they are. In addition, I think that, as I was talking about last week, what we say, whether we're being positive or negative, what are we saying to people? And are we, are we giving them things to make them better or not? Number 6 challenges us. Oh my gosh, a good leader is not going to let you accept the lackadaisical, right? They're always going to be challenging us. They're always going to be pushing us forward. They're always going to say, "Hey, Anna, you could have done this better. What's going on?" But not in a way with condemnation, right? But they're always going to be pushing us to be better than we are, because we should always be growing. Nobody's ever perfect. Nobody's ever too good to learn something new. We should all be growing, always. Corrects you without condemnation is the next one on my list. I think this is so huge. The leaders in my life have been people who have been able to say, "Anna, you really screwed this up." But I've actually walked away from the conversation feeling like a better person and more excited about trying it again, simply because of the way that they handled it. There was no condemnation. They didn't treat me like I was less than them. They didn't put me down. They had, not a problem being honest and letting me know where I screwed up. But I walked out of the meeting or whatever it was and felt better, which is really kind of strange. But leaders are capable of doing this, right? They can point out in our life where we're not stepping up, and you kind of get pumped about it. Which leads me to my last point. A true leader fills you with passion. And we all know what passion is, right? It's being around someone who's on fire, who's full of life, who is so gung-ho about whatever it is that they're doing that it just like rubs off on you, right? There's someone that, you just love being around, that you want to be around more. And hopefully they are being passionate about positive things. We know people in our history who've been passionate about negative things, Mr. Hitler was really passionate, and look what he did, But look at all the people who followed him simply out of his passion. And not that we should be like Hitler, but my point is, hopefully you're taking this and that we see that with being passionate about things that are positive, we can make a huge change. One person can make an enormous difference in this world. So that's why I think leadership is so important. And that's why I think that looking at leadership as a responsibility, and the fact that we are all leaders, is really, really, really important and very cool too. So anyway, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave your comments below. Let me know what I left out, because I'm sure, we could talk about this all day, right? We could definitely debate about it. But the deal is, I know you've got to get back to your life. I have to get back to mine. But I hope that you have an awesome day, an incredible weekend, and that you come and hang out with me again next Wednesday. Thank you so much. Bye.